Yo, what's happening, Raider Nation? It's your boy Soto here. You know what it is. Raiders versus the world. Talking about a team that the world loves to hate, your Las Vegas Raiders. All right, media day is still going on. A lot of interviews to get to, a lot of stuff to talk about. Now, next up is rookie wide receiver out of TCU, Jack Bech. Jack Bech is, everyone knows the story, and it's a heartbreaking story. But Jack Bech is much more than tragedy. Jack Bech is an excellent football player. He's an excellent person, and he's the right guy to be one of the mainstays for this team for a long time to come. He may be overlooked because of the tragedy that happened to him and his family, but don't let that fool you. He is a top-notch football player. He doesn't drop balls. He runs excellent routes. He is just tough to bring down after the catch. He's one of the hardest guys to tackle after the catch. I watched a lot of game film on him. I watched maybe about 6 games from this past season and 2 from previous seasons, and it's the same every single time. Whenever he has the ball in his hands, it's not one guy bringing him down. It's multiple guys having to bring him down. And when you're a guy that just fights for every single yard like that and who has sure hands and knows how to get open, you can do a lot of damage in the NFL with a quarterback like Geno Smith and an offensive coordinator like Chip Kelly. We're going to get to this video, but before we do, I want to make sure everyone please like, comment, and subscribe to this video. It's an excellent way to support the channel. It's absolutely free to do, and it's the bare minimum you can do to support the channel besides doing absolutely nothing, just watch the video. Okay, enough of that. That's out of the way. Let's get to Jack Bech.
We welcome him.
All right.
For Media Day. Welcome to the Raider Nation. Jack, first off, you seem like you're well at home here, man. You understand this organization, the coaches, the fans. What's the transition been like for you?
Oh, it's been awesome. Just having the opportunity, the blessing to be able to come out here. I knew from the jump that my brother and God were going to place me in the perfect place, the perfect situation. So being able to come to Las Vegas and learn from Coach Carroll and my receivers coach, Coach Beatty, and learn from Coach Kelly. I mean, it's been so amazing, the information I've learned. It's been a lot, and it's just been awesome to be able to just soak it all in. So it's been truly a blessing, and it's been amazing.
Yeah, what an incredible story. I'm so excited and happy for you to be here, man. And I know it seems like watching like a lot of the Senior Bowl cut-ups and just how you play with that great intensity. Have you always played like that?
100%. I think it's definitely ramped up a little bit, though. With everything that's happened the past few months, playing with that extra chip on my shoulder, knowing I have the greatest guardian angels ever with me, and God and my brother, it really helps push me each and every day whenever I wake up to come out here and do the best I can do every day. My uncle says just, do your best every day and then stack those days together. And I try to do that by just glorifying God and living on my brother's legacy each and every day.
Awesome.
Jack, as a receiver, how comfortable are you sitting right next to a Hall of Fame cornerback?
He's too young. He doesn't know. he doesn't know.
Hey, we were talking. We were with Doug Baldwin the other day, and he said, "Man, you can't be friends with cornerbacks. You got time to tear them up when we get on that field."
No, you have to. Got to learn their trades.
That is true. Yeah. That is true. That is true. He actually did say that. He was talking about Richard Sherman.
Right.
How on the field they always fought, but whenever they're off the field, they were good friends because they were always picking each other's brains.
Yeah, you have
to learn from each other.
Yeah, for sure.
I think you're the best example that I'm using on the radio of this competition, Pete Carroll stuff, where you're coming in as a rookie, and if you put up tape every day in practice, you're going to get more reps. You want to start, you want to play at a high level. I think that's the perfect head coach to impress every day with your work ethic.
Yes, sir, 100%. Like I said, everything Coach Carroll is about is competing. That's the philosophy. It's all about competing each and every day, and everything that we do. It doesn't matter what we're doing for on the field, off the field, in the meeting rooms. It's all about competing, and it's all about going as hard as you can each and every day. Kind of alluding back to what my uncle said, it's just coming out here, it's being the best you can be each and every day, and then just stacking those days.
Yeah. I tell you, what in the interview process with the Raiders, what kind of questions did they ask you to make that transition?
Yeah, so, some of those formal interviews, a lot of it was the IQ in the game. Obviously, coming to an offense like this with Coach Kelly, what's between the ears is a big part of it. Being able to read out the different coverages, is something that, we're all learning. We're all getting better at day by day. Obviously, coming from, high school to college to the NFL, the game speeds up. The defenses get a little more intricate. They can do a little bit more. They can start disguising stuff a little bit better. So it's just a process of being able to come in and learn and see what defenses are doing. Because usually, you know, if they're showing cover one, if they're showing a cloud type of coverage, it's usually going to be the opposite. They're usually going to roll or not, or get out of the cloud and go to a man look or whatever it may be. So it's really about just getting different keys and learning, which our coaches have been awesome so far, just showing us those different keys and trying to learn as best as possible to see what the defense is doing so we can make our right adjustments and so on and so forth.
From that X's and O's standpoint, Jack, how different is the mentality then whether you're lined up on the outside or whether you're lined up in the slot? Because a lot of people have been projecting you in the slot, but you're a big receiver to be in the slot.
Yeah, so, you know, you definitely have to think a little bit more in the slot, you know, because you have to definitely see what the defenses are doing. You know, you have to get through a little more, a few more bodies in the middle of the field. We're outside. You know, you have to do a little bit of that, but, you know, obviously playing slot, you're going through the middle of the field. You kind of have to find your way through the middle. You know, you have to see, like I said, more of the coverages. If it's close coverage, too high, what they're doing, if they're rolling in and out of it. But no, I'm here to play my role, if that's inside, outside, whatever that may be, and I'm here to help this team win as many games as possible. So
your transition at TCU was very interesting to me, leaving LSU. That's a mature decision. Who did you take comfort with talking about that back in the day, from your family to people surrounding? You know, people getting in your ear all the time. You're playing with some super elite players at LSU to make that transformation to TCU where you put up big numbers.
Yeah, my faith is super strong.
Okay.
You know, I definitely feel like everything that we do is for a specific reason, good or bad. So it was definitely hard leaving LSU, you know, the hometown team. My uncles went there. All my family went there besides my brother. So definitely the school I was at every fall growing up. But my mom always told me that, you know, God put me there. He let me have 2 great years there. He let me do some really good things there. He let me live out that dream. But ultimately, he had a different place for me to finish my career and to be able to get to this point, and that was TCU. It was one of the best decisions I've ever made going to TCU. You know, I'm indebted to TCU. Love everything about it, the culture, the coaches, just the connections and the people I met there. And then it also helped me take a huge step forward in my faith life, which I think ultimately just all comes down to, you know, what happened a few months ago with losing my brother, you know, just helping me to be able to overcome all those different things. So.
Yeah, that's important. I mean, the stuff on the football field will take care of itself. The things off the football field are what really important, you know, for you. And what kind of things do you like to do off the football field?
Yeah, so growing up in South Louisiana, I love to hunt and fish.
Okay.
You know, I have a dog. He's not up here with me now, but whenever he does get up here, you know, I like just going and bringing him for walks, doing different things.
It's kind of
like
hot to be bringing a dog, though, man.
I know. I know. I'm going to have to either wake up early or go late. His paws are going to burn.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, and I really love hanging out with the people around me who I love, you know, my friends, my family, you know, just having partnership with them, breaking bread with them, whatever it may be. You know, I'm huge growing up in South Louisiana, you know, faith, football, and family are the 3 things that we kind of live by. You know, so always I love being with my friends, my family, just hanging out with them. You know, and I, like I said, I love being with my dog. I love hunting and fishing. Play a little bit of golf. Not too good.
Okay.
It's fun, though.
Yeah.
But trying to get better at that. So, yes, sir.
When it comes to receivers, and yeah, I'm sure you could attest to this, the stereotype is they're the divas on the team. They're the ones that all the offense has to flow through the receivers. Just throw me the damn ball. This receiving room doesn't seem that way. What has been, you know, you've been here a month or so. What has your impressions been of this receiving room, especially with Jacoby Myers, who just has kicked back, I can't call it, as much as any other guy you could imagine?
Yeah, no, it's been amazing. Like I said, as much as I've learned from the coaches, you know, I've learned from the vets in our room, like Jacoby and Trey, Bachman, you know, all these guys that have been doing it for so long. You know, I've learned so much from them because whenever you get to pick a player's brain and see what he's been doing and all the experience that he's had on the actual field playing, you know, that helps a lot. You know, to just kind of learn the way of the program, the way of the NFL, you know, coming here as a rookie. And they've been amazing, you know, to all the rooks. They've been helping us so much learn the offense. Like I said, just learn the way to do things, being in the NFL, the way to go about your business. It's been a fantastic room. You know, Jacoby is one of the most slept on guys. I mean, dude's a lethal route runner, catches everything thrown his way. Trey's Same thing as Trey. I mean, dude is super good, super great route runner, catches everything thrown his way, super fast and explosive,
Right.
super fast and explosive. Alex just, he's been in the league for like I think this is going on his 7th year, so he has a lot of knowledge about the game. So just being able to pick all their brains and learn about all the experience they've had has been really just amazing, and they've been nothing short than great to us.
Jack, I wanted to ask you about seeking out contact downfield when you block. This is going to be incredible for you if Ashton breaks a couple of big ones and you're in the
Great
slot or
blocker.
outside, and all of a sudden you know the play's coming your way and you're going to be able to put your hands on corners and safety. How much work do you put into blocking downfield, knowing that's going to be really an important role for you with this running team?
Yeah. Our wide receiver coach always says that backside wins championships.
Mm-hmm.
So, run coming to you, run coming away from you. We say the run's coming to you regardless of what's going on. So we that's definitely something that we've emphasized a lot, especially with our run game. We got to be great blockers. And like Coach again says, it's all about that mentality of just going out there, putting your paws with somebody and going to dominate them. It's one of my favorite parts, if not my favorite part of the game, because like Coach said, everybody want to win championships, and championships are won on the backside of the blocking game. It's a run that, the backside safety makes the play. He's the last line of defense on the 20-yard line. Well, if we do our job, we take him out the play. Now our running back walks in the end zone on a 75-yard run. So it's definitely a huge part of the game. It's something that we've been hitting on big time, and you're going to see definitely an aggressive receiving core coming this season. So
I love to hear that. What's a part of your game that since you've been here, you say, hey, I got to sharpen that up a little bit?
Yeah. I really just feel like it's everything. Coming into the NFL, you can't just be one-sided. You have to be well-rounded, because these DBs are elite, as you know. I mean, the DBs here, they get paid a lot of money to cover us, and we get paid a lot of money to go out and beat them. So our coach has done an amazing job of just really just rounding us off, like you said, the run game, learning the different cues of the defenses, route running, top of routes, getting out of exploding out of the routes, using different tempos to get open, and all these just different intricacies of the game. Our coach has done an amazing job, and like I said, I've already learned this past month more than I've learned in college. It's been amazing, just being a sponge and soaking it all up, and I just can't wait to keep learning and to keep pushing.
Thanks for doing this, Jack. Fantastic, and
Yes,
good luck
sir.
today.
Thank you all so much. God bless.
Raider Nation, let's hear it for Jack Bech. Wow. Appreciate you very much.
Dude, I like this dude, man. This guy, you can see this dude is intense. Now, he laughed a little bit, joked around a little bit, but man, this guy is serious. He's intense. This is a job for him. It's his dream, right? It's a game that he plays, but he's looking at this businessman like, I'm coming in here to learn, and I'm going to pick everyone's brain regardless of who it is. Looking at that and seeing how he's reacting to his first kind of off-season mini camp, training camp, OTA type of thing, it's really encouraging, because I don't know if you guys noticed this, but he looked freaking huge. He's like 6'1", 215 or something. He looks bigger than 215 right now. I'll tell you that right now. Those arms are freaking jacked. Now it's pretty apparent why it's so difficult to bring this guy down, because he looks big. I know he's wearing shoulder pads, but even without the shoulder pads, he looked pretty thick there in that seat. So it's one of the things where he's a guy that can win outside, and he's a guy who can win in the slot. And those are the type of guys that are very difficult to match up with, because if you have a piece like that and you're Chip Kelly, you can move him around and he's going to be as effective anywhere on the field that you put him. And you get him with a guy like Brock Bowers who you can move around, with a guy like Jacoby Myers who you can move around. You got a lot of guys who have a lot of flexibility as on the receiving core or pass catching core. It's something that's going to be really interesting to see how Chip Kelly deploys these guys using all of their attributes and all the things that do really well. It's a great thing to see. I understand that Jack Bech is more than just a tragedy, right, that happened to him, but he's not shying away from it. He's leaning into it, and he's like, I need to be better because I have the weight of my brother also on me going into my career. With the Raiders, he's playing for two. It's a 2-for-1 deal. He said that before, and he really solidified that here with this interview, talking about how he needs to get better every single day and learn and put his best day foot forward every single day and string those days together, because that's how you become the best player you can be. Love the stuff from Jack Bech. I love to hear it. I love to hear that he has a game plan moving forward. He just sounds like a vet going in here and talking about how he's going to handle his business moving forward at the wide receiving position with the Raiders. All right, guys, that's my time for today. Really appreciate you guys watching. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to this video. It's an excellent way to support the channel. It's absolutely free, and it's the bare minimum you can do to support the channel besides doing absolutely nothing, just watching the video. Guys, you know the three things I'm looking for. I always say like, comment, and subscribe, but the three main things that really help me out is if you like the video, you comment on the video, and you share it to your social media. It really helps me out. I really appreciate it if you guys would do that for me. So everyone, please tell your friends, tell your haters, tell your mamas, tell everybody. Raiders versus the world's greatest thing going to Raider Nation today. All right, guys, that's my time. Until next time, everybody. Peace. Hey, Raider Nation. Thanks for watching. There's plenty more where that came from. Go ahead and smash that like button. Drop a comment. Make sure to subscribe and share to all your socials. It's the bare minimum you can do without doing absolutely nothing.